Alright, so I'm gonna do a little review of the bow here. We're shooting the Elite 35, Energy 35. Let's see. Still shooting the Trophy Ridge light one. Lights for your broadheads. Lights going through the woods. Real easy on and off the bow. You can't really beat this Quiver. Now, something different. I've been shooting these Maxima Reds, and I'm shooting 350s. And I know these arrows have been out a while, but I've been an Easton man a while too, so been shooting full metal jackets. Really want to get a little more speed out of this bow. Use something a little lighter, and I was looking at different carbon arrows, and Easton's got a good selection, but this arrow here, I mean, it's cool looking, but obviously that's not why you use an arrow. You know, it's got a different spine up here and here than in the middle. And I don't know a whole lot about how they do it, but basically all your flex dough goes towards the middle, and by these ends being a stiffer spine, your arrow recovers a lot faster. And with a broadhead, you know, I shoot an NAP Thunderhead, an old fixed blade, but it works. And mechanicals, man, I've killed a few deer with mechanicals. I've lost a few deer with mechanicals. I don't trust them, and I'll probably never shoot them again. It's hard to beat these Thunderheads. And I shoot a 125. But anyway, it just, broadheads, like if you want to shoot a fixed broadhead, they fly really straight with these arrows. And also, I fletched mine. I put a 3-degree helix, left hand helix, with these blazers, and they just fly awesome. Blazer vanes, I don't think you can beat them. I'm not really sure why people still shoot the long 4-inch vanes. I guess they could possibly give it a little better flight, but I watched people shoot indoors and, you know, real good target archers, and the guys with the blazers. Actually, I think the best one out there shoots blazers, so I don't know, man. They're just awesome for hunting anything. Can't beat blazers. But yeah, I really like how these reds are flying, and they're not a real cheap arrow, but I think for sure they're a real quality arrow for a hunting arrow. 425 grain finished is about what they're coming in at, and this Energy 35, 73 pounds. It's 60, 70-pound limbo, maxed out, 73 pounds. And you know, they say the elites aren't real fast, but I've had complete pass through on all the deer I've killed with it. I ain't had no trouble with it. But the thing you gotta realize, this thing's still IBOs at 330. And that's actually one of the things that made me go to this bow. Is, you know, they're making bows so fast now that you're having to sack, you know, the more aggressive a cam shape is, you know, faster, but you're having to sacrifice, elite calls it shootability. But for me, it's just, being real comfortable on the shot. Um, Holding the bow there, being able to hold it on target, and just feeling real comfortable while I shoot it. That Hoyt I was shooting, it was a good bow. It's still a good bow, but that's actually what made me start looking at other things. I killed deer with that bow, but I shot it a lot. And man, you just have to hold back pretty tight on that new turbo cam, almost like a PSE or something. And I wouldn't say it's that bad, but it's a aggressive cam, and it'll wear you out after a long time, man. But this one here, it's plenty fast. Like I said, I'm getting passed through on deer, and I like shooting it better. It feels better to me. That's the biggest thing. What feels better to one person might not the next. But I think what I shoot or what anybody else shoots, I like to listen to people's opinions, and a lot of time people on certain products, they'll form a opinion that's a lot alike, so it's a pretty good product. Even if it don't suit you, it's probably pretty good if a lot of people like it. But I wouldn't worry about what nobody shoots. You just get what fits the most comfortable, because any bow these days is fast enough. Um, Especially if you're shooting 70 pounds or more. Any of them's gonna do the trick. So I just picked the one that you feel like you're gonna put the arrow on the mark the most times. Um, with the most ease, really. Um, Even if you're shooting 60 pounds, um, any of them's fast enough now. You know, if if you're shooting a 60-pound bow, the speed bows, they're gonna help a little bit, cause but it's plenty for whitetail in anything 60, 50 pounds. Um, but still, if you're gonna shoot 60 pounds, or you're gonna shoot 60 in anything, and there's gonna be a little difference, but whatever's the most comfortable, whatever you're the most comfortable, put the shot. It's gonna put that shot on the mark every time. That's the one I'd go with, because that's what ultimately is gonna kill the deer, is shot placement. And I understand, um, a lot of times you'll have shots on deer that they're quartering away or whatever, and you might have to put a little bit of an angle, and you might hit some bone. That's why I like to shoot 70 pounds. It's still easy for me to shoot, and but like I say, a little faster, is gonna give you an advantage in a situation like that. A little harder hitting bow, but I think for the most part, I bow hunted a while now, and a lot, and I think whatever you're most comfortable with is what you're gonna have the best success with. But I shoot vapor trail strings on this thing, and the winner's choice comes on it. They're good strings, but I like vapor trail VTX. I shoot them on everything, and they don't stretch for me. They hold up really well to weather. Winner's choice, I think they're using 8190s is a good one. America's Best bowstrings. There's a lot of good ones. But these VTX, I think it's a brown ale material, but it's only VTX's or Vapor Trails blend. Nobody can make these strings but Vapor Trail. And I just keep shooting them. And the reason is cause they work. And when shit works, I like to keep shooting it. Um, got black on black. About everything on this bow's black. I even had a black peep, but I went to a red peep. Changed it just cause if I was hunting, um, early in the morning before it's light real good, or when the light's going down, um, when I pull back on this, you know, to get anchored, the red just comes to my eye a lot better, contrasting from the string. The all black, it just kind of, it was harder to get anchored with low light, and the red helps me. For the peep, I don't care about a lot of color on a bow other than if it helps. Um, but I shoot the covert sight. Been shooting it since it come out. Actually bought this sight. I've been shooting. I think before it, I tried a few HHAs, and I've been shooting the CBE Tech Hybrid. And more expensive. I think that's about a $260-$70 sight. Maybe a little less, maybe 250. But anyway, these things right here retail for 150, and they give them to whoever's selling them, and they're usually gonna sell them a little cheaper, try to underprice the other guy. Um, you can usually pick one up 130, 140, no problem. You might even find one cheaper. But I actually got this sight because I use a 10 thousandths pin, and it comes with a 10 thousandths and a 19 thousandths pin, and you can switch it, and you can also slide and switch from green, yellow, and red, which is something no other sight has that I know of. I only use green. I just it's what I've always liked, green pin, but you know, it's cool to know, if you like one of those other colors, you got it in the same pin. All these are different color fibers. This thing just slides. Like I says, it comes with both sizes. And I was looking for a sight. I just got a bow. Um, Last year's Carbon Spider Turbo, and I was just looking for a sight. It's hard to find them a lot of places with 10 thousandths in a single pin. And I said, well, that sight. And I was looking at it. I said, it's got pretty much everything I want in the sight. I'll try it out. Maybe till I get another order, another CBE or something else a little, I guess you would say, high end. Man, I've been shooting this sight on either three bows since then. I don't plan on switching. I love it. I like it better than any of the high dollar ones. It's got your second, third axis, and it's just easy to tune in. Comes with plenty tapes, sliding indicator all the way up and down. Really can't ask for more in a sight if that's the type of sight you like. Shooting the Trophy Taker Smackdown Pro Rest. It's solid. I never worry about this rest failing when I'm hunting, and that's one big thing. I don't want anything, when I'm hunting, I want to trust it. And I trust this rest. I like limb driven. I think they shoot good. Um, I think they're just easier to work with, because you don't have anything messing with your cables and all. And they seem to work flawless. Um, Shooting an 8-inch bee stinger. See it there, bee stinger, Sport Hunter Extreme. And this bow bounces really well for me with the 8-inch stabilizer. I don't really like anything longer, cause I use it for hunting, and it can just get in the way. A 10-inch, I had a 10-inch on a carbon bow, cause where the bow was so light, I needed something a little more, cause the bow kind of felt like it wanted to sway. Didn't want to hold target as good as I wanted it to, and it did the trick, but I think I had the 10 inch, then maybe a little extra weight on it too. And I noticed a lot of tree stands. I usually hunt from a hang on stand if I'm in a stand, or I've got bigger ones where the shooting rails for if you're rifle hunting can adjust down. But some people stands, I'd go on hunting trips or different places, and their shooting rails, they wouldn't adjust, they wouldn't go down, and you'd get a shot like that, and man, that damn 10-inch stabilizer, it would just, I'd almost have to lean over so it wouldn't bang up against that rail. But 8-inch never seems to be a problem for me. And I think it balances the bow a little better than the 6. But that's all whatever balances the bow for you. Everybody, a different weight bow is gonna balance. Total weight and everything's gonna balance different for two people, depending on strength and what you're used to and everything like that. So anyway, yeah, I guess that's it. Um, Seems to be for me, um, just a really solid shooting bow. Energy, really solid hunting bow. It's a 35. It's a little bit longer than some people like nowadays, but I shot Hoyt for a lot of years. But before that, I grew up shooting. I think I had a couple Pearson bows. They just come back out making a few bows, but I think they went out of business for a while. But I know I had a Ben Pearson Pro Hunter, and man, that bow was 43 inches axle to axle, and I had one Pearson that was 45-inch axle to axle compound bows. And man, I hunted the woods, man. I was shooting. I killed deer with no sights, my fingers, everything, and I never worried about it then. So, I sure as hell ain't gonna worry about 35 these days, cause the woods ain't changed, the deer ain't changed, the bows have got better. But 35, I don't like a 30, like a real short 30 anyway. If I was gonna go any shorter, it'd be like 33, and to me, 2 inches, you know, it's not gonna make a lot of difference. Mm. Whatever feels better to shoot's what I'm gonna go with. And this bow feels real good to me. And yeah, overall, it's just a solid shooting bow, good hunting bow, good for any type shooting you want to do. I know some guys, got them rigged up, for 3D and stuff. I shoot a lot of arrows. I like to shoot a bow, but I'm primarily a bow hunter. Don't get into the target stuff much. Can't stand the lens, long stabilizers. Just think my style ain't my thing. If it is yours, I ain't saying nothing's wrong with it. Just to me, those bows are ugly. They just don't look right, man. But yep. Uh, that's a solid bow, and shoot whatever you like. That's the biggest thing. Try out a bunch of them. Try out different brands, and you might come out with something totally different than you had on your mind when you went in looking. Um, so just keep an open mind. They make a lot of quality bows, and it's hard to go wrong nowadays. I don't, like I said, I'm kind of starting to veer away from the real aggressive bows now because they've got to the point just to where I think it jeopardizes the shootability of them a little bit with a string that feels like it's just gonna jerk out your hand. It's just, I don't know, it's just not as enjoyable for me to shoot. Um, and something like this, it's still got plenty of power. I mean, decide for yourself. But these right here, solid bow.